All right. Breaking news here. Let some people filter in. But Sam Pittman returning next season. So I'm kind of thankful not having to do a fired Sam Pittman article or video instant reaction. No beer. I think I'm beer free for the next 24, 48 hours after Saturday, Georgia whooping the shit out of Tennessee. Ooh, but curious to get some thoughts from these Arkansas fans. What are your thoughts? Sam Pittman, most of you are done with him. Yeah, reports already that he was out. He is not out. He is back, and I'm gonna throw out Arkansas schedule for next year. I did. I had a rough night. I had a rough 24 hours. Did you miss the game here? Tennessee, Georgia. Wasn't even much of a game. It was really just a run. But let's throw look at this Arkansas schedule. I mean, we got Arkansas, Pine Bluff in Little Rock, at Oklahoma State. That'll be tricky. You never know what you're getting from Gundy. UAB, win. A&M, toss up. Louisiana Tech at home, win. LSU at home. Ole Miss at home. Tennessee at home. They'll shit the bed, watch. Texas at home. You beat them last time. At Auburn, at Mississippi State, at Missouri. All those are winnable on the road, except for maybe Missouri. And who knows what Missouri will look like with all these seniors gone. So this is the earliest we've ever hyped up a team, but we're hyping up Arkansas in 2024 following this news. Go Cox. Yeah, it was a good one for South Carolina. How about it? Stoops. Suck it, Stoops, says Craig. How about Mark Stoops? I think before long, if he gets his ass whooped by Louisville come Saturday, we may be wondering about Mark Stoops' job. Hotty toddy, beat the hell out of Monroe. Way to go. That was a good one. We're not getting much reaction to Sam Pittman. I thought this was huge. $10. Go Dogs. Said Hero Arky. I'm probably butchered that. I was honestly expecting a struggles. My Dogs have not been consistent with great play. Love the pod. Appreciate you. Yeah, it was not the first play was a struggle for Georgia. What was they scored them 38-3 after the first play. So it was not a struggle for them Dogs. God, what a whooping that was. Tennessee, they got to be the most disappointing 8-4 in the country, right? Has to be. Just awful. Awful. But hey, how about next week? Let's not talk about what just happened. That's over. That's over and done with. We're looking ahead. We're looking ahead to Sam Pittman back in 2024. Could not be more excited for him. We got one hell of a slate. I'm going to try to throw it up here. Rivalry weekend, best weekend in all of sports here. Last game of the year. So many good games. Thursday, Egg Bowl. Friday, Arkansas, Mizzou. Look at this lineup. Saturday, rivalry. Cannot wait for these games this weekend. All right, we got some Arkansas people in here. Let's get back to the topic at hand. Arkansas with a complacent mindset, says Devin. Perhaps. Yeah, right. Here's where I was going to go. Appreciate you, Solarith. Why would you fire your coach when two SEC schools are currently looking for new coaches? So, I mean, at best, you're saying you're the second best SEC job on the market behind A&M. I think that's a fair argument. I'm not mad at Pittman coming back as a Hog fan. Just more money to land a big-time offensive coordinator. Exactly. Sam Pittman, he whiffed massively with Dan Enos, but he's nailed it, I thought, with Barry Odom, Kendall Browse, and Travis Williams. So he's 3 or 4. That's a hell of a record there. And who knows? Dow Loggins? Maybe he comes back. Does Dow want to come back without Spencer Rattler at South Carolina? I don't know. We'll see. Mizzou fan says he loves the news. John. Well, that just shatters the entire argument I have here with bring back Sam Pittman. Anytime a rival comes on here and says, oh, I love it. So maybe I'm wrong, but Hmm. Devin also says, is there ever a good time to fire a coach? So at some point you have to get serious about the sport that generates the most money. Yeah, I mean, I guess there's something to be said for that as well, but I mean, it just depends. Is there some dream candidate that I'm unaware of that is dying to take his Arkansas job? Jimmy Sexton is no fan of Arkansas. You got to remember that. And he runs the sport, whether you want to believe it or not, particularly when it comes to these coaching hires. So he's not probably sending any of his clients up there. So that takes about 80% of the market off the board. I don't know. How about Luther? 4th and 17th, says Matthew. Ooh, man, that was the game of the weekend right there. Mizzou back and forth. Florida, credit Florida, man. They're not giving up. Quarterback gets hurt. In comes the backup. And he even had to drove him down the field for the go-ahead score. But it wasn't enough because Missouri doesn't quit. Hell of a team. Can't spell fail without Florida, says Jim. That's true. Unless they're playing Tennessee, then it's an easy win. Easy win. I'm excited for Sam Pittman, though. I'm telling you. You just look at this schedule that I threw up here. I'm going to throw it up here one more time. Next season. Oh, that's next weekend. Next season, I mean, I'm seeing 6 automatic wins here. And then 4 or 5 toss-ups. Not been too good in toss-ups, I get that. But at some point, that's got to flip, right? Maybe, hopefully. I don't know. I'm fired up. I'm fired up that we don't have to do another coaching search because 3 at a time is just too many. Where are the wins? I mean, I already went through them. Are you high? Not currently. No, I'm not. Pittman doesn't win close games. That's true. That's true. But he has before, hasn't he? I'm struggling to think of one. Let's man, you guys are negative. I'm trying to be positive here, and you're bringing me back down. All they got to do is fix the offensive line, have a quality offensive coordinator, and Arkansas tough out. I mean, the defense is just going to keep getting better. Defense just ran out of gas. For the first 2/3 of the season, they were, I mean, one of the most improved in the entire SEC on either side of the ball. So I don't know. I can see it. I'm fired up for Sam. I'm just telling you. Are we still at 8 conference games? Yes, we are. For at least another year. That helps Arkansas as well. We got to stop at these Little Rock games, though. That hurts Arkansas. Caleb says, need you and Cousin Shane to do a double cousin bet on the Hogs. I don't think Cousin Shane and I we've been thinking about something to do for this this show. Not firing Pittman also opens up more NIL money. Exactly. I mean, people, you got to think of this. There's only so many. There's only so much money. I know some people think there's these mega boosters just got unlimited money and they'll just pay whatever needs to be paid and it'll all work itself out. This is not unlimited. This is not oil money here. And even Texas A&M, we'll see who they hire, but their hire will dictate. That'll show you that I don't even think they've got unlimited money. And we need NIL money now. We need buyout money for Dan Enos. There's just, I don't know, at some point there's a breaking point. Yes, Professor's lock was Kentucky, which I think he still hit because I think Kentucky was a 3.5 point underdog and they lost by 3. So I think he still hit it. Jeffrey says Pittman's best fit for Arkansas, but if similar issues next year should be 8-4, 9-3, anything less, reevaluation is needed. Absolutely. I agree 100%. 100%. You got to win next year. More money for an offensive coordinator. All right. Maybe Shane missed it. You can't blame Shane. He's not going to get all these right, the professor. I'm telling you, I'm fired up for Sam Pittman. I think I got confidence in him. I don't know what in the hell's wrong with this season. It just went off the rails, no doubt. But I think, hey, I've said it before, I'll say it again. I mean, Lane Kiffin is the portal king. That's what they call him because he signs 35 guys out of the portal every year. But Sam Pittman's in his program, they don't sign that number, but they identify and develop the guys out of the portal better than anybody in the SEC. He's the real portal king. We shore up some of these deficiencies on the offensive line. Need some help around the quarterback. Who knows? Maybe KJ back. I'd throw everything we had to get KJ back. Let him hire the next OC. Maybe not go that far, but fit someone that's going to get his skill set, get him some weapons, fix the offensive line, and Arkansas is going to be cooking. Exactly. What if Arkansas beats Mizzou? Crazier things have happened. They nearly lost to Florida at home. Now they're going on the road. Then people be singing their tune. Now maybe we'll have a real problem if Missouri comes into Arkansas, beats the shit out of Arkansas right after they said Pittman's coming back. If the team has quit at that point, maybe we reevaluate this whole thing. Petrino will not be back as offensive coordinator. I heard someone say that the way he was fired and he literally broke the law, I think, last time he was there. So and under no circumstance can he be hireable at Arkansas in any capacity, not even as an analyst. Florida played their best game of the year, though, says Solarith. No, that's not true. We all witnessed it. Shane had to walk half marathon because Florida played the best game of their season against Tennessee. Florida's fighting. They are fighting hard I think they knock off Florida State. Probably you've all seen it by now, but I know Florida's quarterback Mertz, he's likely out, but Florida State's quarterback also out. So we'll see how that goes. The game's in Gainesville. Florida keeps playing the way they're playing. They're going to knock off Florida State. I really do think. See, here's where we get crazy fans. Will, I appreciate you watching the show, but this is crazy. Get Kyle Whittingham out of Utah. Bring him in. That sounds simple enough, right? He's been there for 20 years. He's well paid. He's winning big at Utah. Let's just get him. He'd love to come to Arkansas and get his teeth kicked in. No, you're not going to get a guy like that. You know what? You might as well just say, let's get Dabo. Won a bunch of championships. Let's get him in here. Let's get Lincoln Riley. It's not going well at Southern Cal. He'd love to come to Arkansas, right? No, hell no. If you're firing Pittman, I mean the candidates are not what you're thinking. I mean, it's maybe like Jamie Chadwell and Willie Fritz, and I mean, good coaches, but they've done nothing in the SEC. The SEC exposes a lot of people. And here we go, Jimbo to Arkansas again. Second time in a week, we've heard that. Jimbo's awful. Sam Pittman's better than Jimbo. Jimbo's maybe the worst coach in Power 5 the last 3 years. He's awful. MIZ, what a year. What a year for Mizzou. And it's all going to come down to this Arkansas game. They beat Arkansas every year. Best year they've ever had since they joined the SEC, I guess. But watch Arkansas beat them. God. That's the way college football goes. You know, you own somebody, then you have your best year, and then can't beat them. Here's foolishness here. Again, I appreciate you for watching, but I don't know how to say your name. Terser 87. Jimbo went 5-1 versus Sam. What the hell are you talking about? Well, Jimbo has a top 5 roster in college football. Sam Pittman has a top 5 SEC West roster. The talent is not even close. Talent wins over 75% of games in college football. So you have to do something wrong to be losing all these games. And that's what Jimbo does. He loses these games. Give Sam Pittman A&M's roster, and it's a totally different story. It's just such an uphill climb right now at Arkansas because of your talent. And I know you got KJ and Rocket, Rocket missed like 8 games this year, so I don't even know why people throw that out. But yeah, they got KJ, but they got no offensive line. They got no weapons. They're lacking talent all around him. Nope. Here's another one. Jimbo 5-1 versus Arkansas. Well, Jimbo's ass is gone because what was he against the rest of the SEC? I mean, just god awful, awful. Who do you like for Heisman? Of course, Jaden Daniels. There's no other candidate. That's not even a question at this point anymore. Right. So yeah, I think Arkansas will be swimming in the same waters as Mississippi State right now, and I don't know. I don't know that that's good. I don't think this is the time to be hunting for a head coach. A&M should hire Pittman. I mean, it would be an upgrade in my opinion. It would be an upgrade. Wouldn't that be funny if they brought Sam Pittman back and he said, "Guess what? I'm taking an A&M job." That ain't happening, but it'd be funny, right? It ain't happening. Everyone's 5-1 against Arkansas. That's not necessarily true. Not Ole Miss, not Mississippi State, not Auburn, not LSU. Haven't they? I believe they beat LSU twice, right, under Pittman. How do you feel about Rich Rod, Mississippi State? I think people get enamored with these guys just because we know their name, and he's doing it at Jacksonville State. Any of you watch any Jacksonville State other than, we watched them against South Carolina. I get it. And they looked good. They probably should have won that game, but no, don't hire someone that's been fired multiple times. I mean, what's the best case scenario? He's going to get fired in 3-4 years. Let's hire an up and comer, someone that's not failed miserably at Power 5. How about that? You may not know his name, doesn't mean he's not going to be a good candidate. Not a fan of the retread hires. Can we get Stoops some help? He needs it. He needs something. I said it last week. I think Louisville beats them by 2 touchdowns. And people said, "Oh my God, clickbait, blah, blah, blah." I mean, they're just awful. They're not good. I don't know what in the hell we're doing here. Even Ray Davis, if anybody missed it, Ray Davis calling out, I thought I was the bell cow. He said, I think he deleted that. But look at Kentucky's schedule. God, there's a lot of losses here. Of course, nobody wants Mark Stoops fired more than Florida fans. So he owns Florida. That's about the only thing he's got going for him. I mean, he's average. I don't think people realize he's like the 7th or 8th best or highest paid coach in all of college football. And this is what we get with Mark Stoops. So I don't know. He's a C coach, paid like an A coach. Who do you think is the best fit as OC at Arkansas? I don't know. But I think they need to go back to, people are going to get mad that I say this, but, kind of like Kendall Briles style, the Art Briles system. Dino Babbers just got fired. Again, bad head coach, maybe a good coordinator. Jesse's back after he's been MIA after South Carolina went in the tank, but they're back. They won a couple games. I appreciate you, Jesse. I haven't seen him since Tennessee whooped South Carolina's ass when he guaranteed South Carolina would beat him. Yeah, I did pick Kentucky to beat South Carolina. South Carolina's. Are you happy with how they're doing? They barely. Kentucky had 3 turnovers and lost by 3 on the road. South Carolina far from elite. They do got Darude though. I give him Darude. I think Stoops has lost the team, says SV. I mean, that's kind of what I don't know. Their quarterback, Devin Leary, we'll get in more of this talk with Shane again tonight, probably 7 Eastern, 6 Central, live show Sunday. But they're dialing it up for Devin Leary. He just can't hit these passes. He overthrew probably 3 wide open touchdowns, and then the one he underthrew, South Carolina intercepted in the end zone for a massive turnover. That was just game defining. So Devin Leary has been they whiffed on that one. He ain't it. If they had a capable quarterback, Kentucky's probably a little bit better. Well, I appreciate you back, Jesse. I hope you beat the hell out of Clemson. Beat the hell out of Dabo. Nobody likes Dabo. Get to that bowl. Get to that Beamer Bowl. How many Gator chumps will FSU do next weekend, says Michael Rowley. He's a Florida fan, too, by the way. I don't know. I'm telling you, the way Florida's playing, I know you don't want to hear it because they keep losing, but they're giving it their all. And I'm very impressed by their offense. I mean, they went toe-to-toe with the number 9 team in the country on the road, and with a backup quarterback, had the lead. Now, their defense gave it away, no doubt, but we fixed that. Very youngest team in the SEC. I'm starting to like Florida more and more, which is crazy. Maybe because they're losing, I don't know. But I like the fight. Carson Beck, I think we need to start talking more about him for Heisman. I don't think he's the winner. I think it's Jaden Daniels, obviously, but that's going to basically going to be my recap of the Georgia-Tennessee game. Carson Beck is elite, and Tennessee is not, particularly at quarterback. And that was the major difference, I thought, on Saturday. Yeah, I don't understand why anybody wants Dabo. He doesn't do NIL, doesn't do the portal. That's the future of college football. I mean, he's never going to have as good a quarterback as he had as Trevor Lawrence and Deshaun Watson. He'll never win big again. Hire Dabo at your own risk. Yeah, Pittman should try to get an OC from Georgia staff. Georgia Tech offensive coordinator, Buster Faulkner, I think is his name, was at Georgia. They almost they considered him for offensive coordinator before giving it to Mike Bobo. I believe that's the story. But Georgia Tech just made a bowl game, first time in a long time. That may be a direction I would look if I was Arkansas. Dylan Bell, better passer than Joe Hilton. Sadly, that's probably true. Yeah, can't wait for this one. Mississippi State. Will Rogers back in the fold, gave him a spark against Southern Miss. They beat the hell out of Southern. And apparently, I wish we had, if there's video content of this, Mississippi State should be blasting this all over come Thursday. But apparently, Will Rogers gave one hell of a speech after the game. Egg Bowl Thursday night. It's my favorite game of the year in the SEC. Cannot wait. I'm not predicting the upset, but that's a wild game. There'll be a fight or two. You can guarantee that. Passion. Now, that's going to be a hell of a game. Crazy things happen in the Egg Bowl. What would it mean for Arkansas if we beat Mizzou? We'd have to call it a rivalry. We'd have to, right? That's what happens that's what a rivalry is. Underdogs winning, ruining a dream season. Mizzou's going to a New Year's Six if they beat Arkansas. Arkansas has a chance to ruin that. It'd be a rivalry. It would be a rivalry. We're already talking Georgia 4-peat in the comments section. I mean, how can you can't doubt Georgia. I mean, it's crazy. 3 8-0 SEC regular seasons. Never been done before. Just incredible. Carson Beck, we'll see if he comes back. I don't think it matters. They got a couple of 5 stars behind him. Tennessee should go after Graham Mertz. He'd be an upgrade. He would be an upgrade. But they got the most expensive backup quarterback in the country, so I don't think they'll go after him. I do not think they'll go after him. Arkansas needs to win at some point for it to be a rivalry. That's true. That's why they said what happens if Arkansas wins on Friday. Can't wait. This is going to be such an awesome week of football. This is going to be the final week of the regular season, of course. Mike Bobo brings Brock Vandegrift to Texags and wins a natty. In another sport, not football, I wouldn't think, if Mike Bobo's your hire. Does Vandegrift play baseball or something? What are we talking about here? I'm sure he's fine. I'm sure he's elite. He's probably going to win 2 national championships. A&M going after Lane Whiffen? I don't think so. I do not think so. He's not popular down there. Billy, can we get DJ Durkin as defensive? I think A&M would happily give you DJ Durkin if that says anything about Durkin. I think Florida's riding with this Austin Armstrong, the 29-year-old, whatever. I do. I still like Mizzou over Bama. We do not reward teams for beating Hoover High, Chattanooga, whatever the hell team may beat. Not impressed with that. Meanwhile, Mizzou went toe-to-toe with an SEC foe, come from behind win. Senior night, that's far more impressive. Man, no Auburn fans. I wonder why. Why are there no Auburn fans in the comments on this episode? Did something happen? Did something happen? Here we go. Harris said, how in the hell did Auburn lose to New Mexico State? Didn't show up. Looking ahead to the Iron Bowl. Last week was their Super Bowl. Beating the Hogs. It's awful. Just awful. I'm happy for Sam Pittman. That's all I wanted to do. Get on here. Say I'm honestly surprised. I'm surprised he's coming back. But at the same time, it didn't make any sense to me. If you're going to fire him, you should have just fired him. So the fact they didn't fire him last week, I thought that was pretty telling. So glad he's coming back. We cannot bring back Cody Kennedy, offensive line coach. Switch Vandy with New Mexico State, says Tyler. That would be an upgrade for the conference. I wish they would kind of do that. Of course, if they would have done that in the last 10 years, Tennessee probably would have gotten the boot. So maybe I wish they didn't do that. But hey, all right. I think I'm going to cut it here. It's a good one. Unless anyone else has got anything before we wrap it up. Again, we'll be back. Cousin Shane, live reaction to these. Didn't really have a great Saturday of games, but we have one hell of a slate upcoming. And this is going to be a weird week with the holidays. Got a little show announcement coming up here. So 7 o'clock Eastern, I think, is what we'll shoot for. 6 o'clock Central, live on the YouTubes with Cousin Shane. I have no idea if Cousin Shane still even has a voice left after that Tennessee game. I'm sure he's got some fun stories of the tailgating. But so tune in tonight, 7 Eastern, 6 Central. And that's all I got. Sam Pittman, glad you're back for another year. Prove them doubters wrong in 20.